Juan Mendez. Scott's Sada. Chapter 1. Our words were like swords. The opulent setting of McCormick and Schmick's at National Harbor was like a stage set for a duel of queens. A duel of queens. Over my husband. The shimmering waters outside mirrored the icy glares shared between me, Rhandi, a woman sculpted by time into an elegant masterpiece, and Sada, the tempestuous young heiress with fire in her eyes, who was literally stealing my husband Sergio away from me. I approached her table, each step echoing like a war drum in my chest. Sada, that's your name, right? My voice dripped with a toxic sweetness. Yeah, Sada said, pouting like a 12-year-old. I looked her little ass over, and I couldn't stand her already. You know why I hate bitches like you? Sada just stared at me. She knew I was about to say something smart. Because bitches like you are always putting your nasty little hands on another woman's man, she said. Yep, especially if he's my man. The look on her face was plain and calm, especially if I'm fucking him good. She leaned in closer. And trust me, I am. Sitting down at the table, I said, such a lovely place for an ugly confrontation. Sada, with her careless grace, looked up, her eyes like daggers. Rhandi, right? Sergio's unfortunate mistake. My heart raced, but my voice was as calm as the still waters outside. You're a child playing with fire, Sada, and you're about to get burned. You know that, right? I prefer to think of it as warming up to your husband, she said, retorting with a smug tilt of her head. You're delusional if you think he'd choose a little girl over me, I said, feeling the air thicken with tension. Sada leaned forward, her lips curving into a dangerous smile. Oh my God, Rhandi, he's already chosen, and I'm not the one wearing his ring of lies. I felt a storm brewing within me, my thoughts a whirlwind of anger and betrayal. How could Sergio do this to me? How could he let this child believe she had a claim on him? And what do you want, Sada? My husband? My life? I asked, my voice shaky with suppressed rage. What I want, Sada said, leaning in, is everything, and I always get what I want, Miss Rhandi. Her audacity was a slap in the face. This wasn't just a fling to her. She was staking her claim, and I realized the battle lines were drawn. You think you can just walk in here and take what's mine? Think again, bitch. You better think again. Sada's lifeless laugh was like shattering glass. Oh, Rhandi, he was never really yours, was he? I could feel the stares of the other patrons, but I didn't care. You have no idea what you've started, Sada, but I promise you'll regret it. Really? She said, being a little smartass. Think I'm playing? Our words were like swords, clashing in a dance of danger and desire. Sergio needs a woman, not a bitter shadow of the past, Sada sneered. I countered, my voice steel wrapped in velvet. He needs loyalty, not a fucking show-off. And yet, here we are, she said, taunting me with her razor eyes, fighting over a man who can't seem to make up his mind. The realization struck me like a cold wave. What if Sergio couldn't choose? What if I lost him? The very thought was a chasm opening beneath me. And what will you do, Miss Rhandi? Sada's voice was laced with mock concern. When he leaves you, for me, tell you what you better do. You better stay away from my man. I swallowed the knot in my throat. I'll do whatever it takes to keep him, even if it means destroying you both. The air crackled with the threat of our words, a promise of a storm to come. Just then, my phone rang, slicing through the tension like a sharp knife. The caller ID flashed an unknown number, but the timing was too coincidental. I glanced at Sada, her expression unreadable. With a shaky hand, I answered. The voice on the other end was distorted, almost scary. Be careful, Rhandi. Some games have deadly consequences. Who the hell was that? The call ended abruptly, leaving me with a heart pounding like thunder and a mind racing with dark possibilities. I looked at Sada, wondering if she was behind this, but her shocked expression mirrored my own. We were both pawns in a much larger game, one that threatened to consume us all. As I left the restaurant, the Potomac River waters of the harbor turned ominously, a harbinger of the storm that was to come.